Dennis Weaver, Josh Peterson back on the Friday Night Thunder Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Ascend Federal Credit Union, ascendfcu.org, raising possibilities. Ascend, member NCUA membership is limited. Also thanks to Stan McNabb of Tullahoma and Lewisburg, home of the hassle-free car shopping experience. Huff and Puff Trucking at 1-888-HUFF-PUFF. They're more than a catchy name. It's a work ethic that they can be proud of. And Honest A Blog Homes. Check out their model home at exit 78A in Murfreesboro. It is Friday Night Thunder, and that means a couple things, scoreboard and coaches. And before we get to the scoreboard, let me let you know the Had Motor Scoreboard is available at our website at FridayNightThunder.com. Let's go to the Papa John's hotline. We're going to talk to Coach Matt Hauser, the head coach of the White County Warriors. White County victorious tonight over Loudon up in Sparta. Coach Hauser, congratulations on the win.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
I think this is the first time you've been on with us, and you've kind of got a couple of wins strung together this here in the last few weeks, and you get to play for the chance to go to the playoffs next week, don't you?
Well, it's a huge district game for us. They're coming in at 2-1 in the district, and we're sitting there at 1-1. So it's a huge game. It puts the winner in second place. So that's what we just talked with our guys right now. We know how big that game is. We got to have a great week of practice, preparation, and we'll be ready to go and fired up next Friday night.
All right, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about this week. You had Loudon coming in. I'm going to guess week 7, home game, non-district. Was it homecoming?
It was. It was.
All right, we've got an unofficial poll.
Yes, right there.
We've got an unofficial poll that we keep track of here in the studio, and we request that you answer it honestly. Now, you as a head coach, you really love homecoming games and homecoming weeks, don't you?
It'll drive you crazy a little bit.
Okay.
We try to, with our team. I've been around a lot of different teams, and they all approach it a little bit differently. We try to encourage them to have fun throughout the school day, participate in the activities and dress up, but understand that at 3 o'clock when it's time to practice, that they have to change gears and they have to focus in, and they did that all week long. We had a lot of kids that were out having a good time from 8 to 3, and then at 3 o'clock they understood that, and we had a good week of practice, and it helped tonight.
We're talking to Matt Hauser, the first-year head coach at White County, and his White County Warriors' big win tonight over Loudon. Not a district win, but a win nonetheless. Second win on the season, and you get the chance next week, going in at 1-1 in the district, to play a Warren County team. Any injuries coming out of tonight's game against Loudon that you're worried about?
Oh, we didn't have any injured tonight. We going into the game, our starting fullback and starting tailback were both injured, so neither one of those guys played tonight. And our Devin Davidson, who started the year as our starting quarterback, he broke his leg against Cookville, so he's been out for quite a while. So we had those 3 guys all missed tonight. We had guys step up in their place, so we're expecting them. We're hoping that they're back ready to play next week, but whoever's available, we'll plug them in and go with them.
Who are the big stars tonight in the win against Loudon?
Well, we had a lot. We actually came out and made some big plays in the passing game. We hit River Borough early on for a big play to set up a touchdown. We hit Tommy Odom in the third on a flea flicker that set up a touchdown. We hit Blake Lynn up the sideline, and that's for a touchdown on that in the third quarter. And those are things that we hadn't been doing well, is taking advantage of the pass game. And tonight we did a good job of that, and defensively we stepped up, forced a couple turnovers. So it was more of a team win tonight than an individual win.
All right. You know the importance of next week's game, and I guess you've probably got a 24-hour rule they can celebrate tonight, and you guys are going to swap film and start game planning probably early in the morning. What do you expect to see out of Warren County? What's it going to take for you guys to get the win next week?
Well, obviously we'll have to play very sound defensively. They're doing a lot of inside and outside veer, and they're very well coached. Coach Johnson does a good job, and his staff does a good job. They've improved drastically from week 0 to now. They're playing really well, and they put a lot of points on the board last week against Coffee County. So it's going to be an interesting job for our defense. I always think that the games are won on the defensive side of the ball, and we have to make sure that we all do our our parts to make sure that we play the Veer as well as we can.
Defense and special teams, is that the key to you?
That is, as an offensive coach, it's always great to put points on the board, but we realize that if another team doesn't score, then it increases our chances dramatically. So we put a lot of emphasis on the special teams and a lot of emphasis on defense.
Coach Hauser, great interview. I appreciate you spending some time with us. We hope to talk to you next week after your game with Warren County, and thank you so much for spending time with us here on Friday Night Thunder.
Well, I sure do appreciate you guys having me on.
Okay. Coach Matt Hauser, the head coach of the White County Warriors, joining us here on Friday Night Thunder.